Nation News investigation may have triggered the end of a troubled officer's career. It's a story that 7 investigator Ross Jones first revealed back in May, and now his work has gotten the attention of some of the state's top watchdogs.
Tonight, Ross reveals how a veteran officer accused of wrongdoing was able to slip through the cracks and what's happening as a result.
Well, the situation just on the face of the video is very concerning.
This was Detroit officer Kyrie Roberts knocking a man unconscious who his own department said posed no threat. Roberts came to the city's Greektown neighborhood 2 summers ago trying to disperse a crowd. He would later say he punched Marcus Alston because he just struck another officer, but video said otherwise. Roberts was accused of improper force, lying, and neglect of duty.
Any of those things would be concerning. In their combination, they are even more concerning.
But Kyrie Roberts was never held accountable by Detroit police. Before the department got a chance to fire him, he found work as an officer in Eastpointe. He's been there for the last year. After our story, state watchdogs quickly took note. From Michigan's Attorney General,
it got my attention because it's been an issue that we've been talking about since I've been in office,
to the agency that licenses Michigan's nearly 19,000 officers.
I don't believe the commission's ever been in this position to have to do this.
And tonight, the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, or MCOLS, issued this emergency suspension of Officer Roberts' license. Tim Burgoyes is executive director.
Summary suspensions are issued to protect the citizens. There's somebody there that on the face of it does not meet the standards.
So how was Officer Roberts able to trade in one badge for another? Well, tonight there is evidence that both police departments involved here dropped the ball.
First, when Roberts quit, Detroit should have reported that he resigned while under investigation. That would have alerted the state there was a problem here. Instead, they reported incorrectly that Roberts left in good standing. DPD says that was a mistake. Meanwhile, Eastpointe had reason to question Roberts' exit from Detroit. They paid for a background check that revealed he was still under investigation for the punch. Eastpointe officials were aware of the video, too, but they hired him anyway. In the end, the state says Eastpointe failed to follow a 2017 law requiring them to obtain a written explanation for why Roberts was leaving Detroit. They didn't, so now the state is challenging his license.
In the end, if you hire people that don't meet the standards, that does not solve your staffing problem. That just creates more problems.
Attorney General Dana Nessel says the Roberts case is evidence the law needs to change.
what we've seen is that departments are willing to take virtually anyone who has their MCOLS license, irrespective of what their conduct has been at previous police departments.
Because of staffing challenges, Nessel says the temptation to take cops with checkered pasts has never been greater. That's why she wants to give the state more power to take an officer's badge.
We shouldn't be counting on individual police departments, who are already very short-staffed, to make the decision as to whether or not they're going to reprimand versus suspend versus terminate a police officer who they might really badly need to be on the force.
Instead, Nessel says MCOL should have the power to take an officer's license on their own. Right now, the agency can only step in while an officer is in between jobs.
I've spoken to the Attorney General about the plan, and I understand the general concept. As always, the difficulty and the devil is always in the details as to how that occurs.
Changing the law would mean committing significantly more dollars and resources to MCOLs, and previous attempts to change the law have already gone nowhere. Nessel says now the Democrats are in control of the legislature, there's a better chance for change.
An officer like that puts everyone in harm's way.
Meanwhile, back in Eastpointe, residents like Karen Moragian are relieved to hear that Roberts has been taken off the street. But she says there's only a happy ending to this story if other departments learn not to follow Eastpointe's lead.
You need to thoroughly vet these officers. Otherwise, somewhere down the line, it's going to come out.
Well, the chief in Eastpointe who hired Roberts, George Rohib, left the department not long after our initial story. He is now the chief in Rochester. His replacement, Corey Haynes, tells me that Roberts is now on administrative duty. He will await an emergency hearing, and ultimately, MCOLS will decide if his license is taken away permanently. We should add, we also did reach out to Officer Roberts for comment on this. He did not get back to us.
So now it's a waiting game.
It is a waiting game. It should be within the next 15 or so business days, and we should get an answer as to whether or not he keeps his license.
And you'll certainly let us know.
We will certainly let you know.
Thanks for staying on top of it.